Hi Kindergarten C, I'm hoping you guys can all see me today. I wanted to film a little video to talk about two-dimensional shapes. When we talk about two-dimensional shapes, boys and girls, we're talking about flat shapes. So a lot of these shapes are probably shapes you've seen before, but we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about them. We're going to talk about their sides and we're going to talk about their vertices. Now, when we talk about vertices, what we're referring to, boys and girls, is how many corners the shape has, because a vertex is where two lines meet. Okay, that would be the vertex. So I'm going to go over some of these basic shapes that you might already know. We're going to describe them based on their vertices and their number of lines that they have, and then we're going to try to go on a scavenger hunt in Mrs. Cloud's house to see if we could find any of these basic shapes. All right? So let's talk about this shape that I'm going to hold up. This shape, boys and girls, is a square. Do you know what color it is? You got it. It's yellow, and it's a square. A square, boys and girls, has four sides. You can see them here with me. We're going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I mean by a side is if you got your ruler out and you got to see and measure that it's a straight line, right? There's a straight line here, there's a straight line here, and so on, okay? So whenever you could see the actual line, you know that that's also a side. So you can count with me. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And now we're going to look at what's called the vertices, or the corners. Where do those two lines meet? Look, I see this line and this line meeting. Right here is a corner, which is also known as a vertex. More than one vertex are vertices. So let's count. Do you see more than one corner? I do. Let's review and see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a square not only has 4 equal sides, but it also has 4 vertices. Very good. We're going to look at the rectangle. The rectangle is what color? You got it. It's orange. Okay, so let's look. How many sides or straight lines do we see? Again, if we took a ruler, we could see that there's a side, here's a side, and so on. Okay, so a straight line is also known as a side. So here's a side, here's another one, here's another one, and here's another one. So let's count how many total that is. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now do you notice something about the sides? Are they a little different? These two are alike. Can you tell me how they're alike? This side and this side. You got it, guys. These two sides are equal. They're shorter. These two sides are shorter, but they look about the same length. Let's look at these two sides, the bottom and the top, okay? You could see that these two are also equal in length, but do they look a little bit shorter than these sides, or do they look a little bit longer? You got it. These sides that I'm pointing to at the top and bottom are longer. So in a rectangle, boys and girls, when we describe it, we know that it does have 4 sides, but 2 of the sides are longer and 2 of the sides are shorter. All right, let's look at the vertices, or the corners. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when we talk about a rectangle, we know that a rectangle has 4 vertices, but it also has 4 sides. 2 are longer and 2 are shorter. Awesome job. Let's talk about this shape. This is a triangle. So a triangle, boys and girls, has, let's see the sides. And remember, if I got my ruler out again, I could see that there's a straight line. Even though it's slanted, it's still a straight line there. Okay, so that's 1, 2, here's another one, 3. So you can see right now that the triangle, which is green, has 3 sides. And let's count the vertices, or the corners. where the lines meet. Here's a corner or a vertice, or a vertex, I should say. 1, 2, 3 vertices, okay? One corner that you're referring to is called the vertex, but the triangle has more than one, and they're called vertices. All right, so the triangle has 3 sides and 3 vertices. And remember, guys, any of these shapes that we've just reviewed, it doesn't matter how they're turned. So if they're turned different, that doesn't matter. What matters is if you can describe the object based on its sides and vertices, you'll still see that even though this triangle turned, it still has 3 lines and 3 vertices. And even though this rectangle turned, it still has 4 vertices and 4 sides, okay? But you have to remember, in the rectangle, it's 2 longer sides and 2 shorter sides, and the square has all the sides are equal. All right, so again, it doesn't matter how this shape is turned or the size of it. It just matters based on how you can describe it. If it has 4 equal sides and it has 4 vertices, you know that this is a square. All right, I'm going to hold these up before we move on to one more shape, and I want you to try to whisper to me what shape it is. All right, ready? Very good. This is the square, boys and girls. 4 equal sides, 4 vertices. Triangle. Very good. This has 3 vertices and 3 sides. Rectangle. Very good. This has 2 longer sides, 2 shorter sides, which make a total of 4. And it also has 4 vertices. All right, let's do this one. You have seen this before, I'm sure. This is the circle, boys and girls. Now the circle goes round and round. I have a question for you. Does the circle have any lines? Let's see, if I got my little ruler here for you, would I be able to find a straight line anywhere on my circle? No, you're right, I can't. That means, boys and girls, that the circle is just like a curve. It goes round and around. It has no lines. And guess what? It also doesn't have any vertices. So it has 0 lines and 0 vertices. It has 0 corners as well. Okay, very good. Our last one that we're going to talk about is a hexagon. A hexagon, boys and girls, is an interesting shape. This one's not as familiar with you, but I want to talk about it because it has many sides and many vertices. All right, so let's see if you can count with me first. How many sides or straight lines can we find? Remember, it's okay if it's slanted, as long as it's a straight line. We know, like if I measure it up this way, it's still a line. It's still straight, right? It might be turned, but that's okay. Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the hexagon has 6 sides, okay? And now we're going to count the vertices or the corners where these lines meet. This little corner up here, that's called a vertex. So let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So we just discovered that the hexagon has 6 sides or lines, and it also has 6 vertices. And remember, a vertex, boys and girls, is that little corner where those 2 lines meet. All right, so now I'm going to try to hold the camera as best I can. I'll take you on a little hunt around my house, and I want you guys to see if you can hunt for any of these objects with me and tell me what you think the shape is. All right, so here we go. If you look behind me, and parents, this is where you can throw in those positional words. Behind me, what is behind me that I'm tapping on? It's the glass window. All right, so if I turn and look at this shape, I bet you guys can see. What's the shape? Look, it has 4 sides, and it looks like it has those 4 vertices. Now, when I look, do they seem like they're equal sides? No, these sides are a little bit longer than these sides. So what shape would that be? I'm gonna get my shape over here. It's the rectangle. My windows are the shape of a rectangle. Let's look. I want to flip over here now. Look at the window that we just discovered is the shape of a rectangle. Who can help me? What's above my window? What's above my window? What object? Did you guess it? It's my clock. Who knows what shape that is? What shape is that clock? Did you get it? It's a circle. The circular clock here, guys. It has 0 vertices and it has 0 sides. All right, let's do a few more together. I'm trying to look for shapes. Shapes are everywhere, by the way. So this could be a really fun game, parents. You could even have them try to write down and draw pictures of like what we just did. You could put the basic shapes in a little chart and have them just hunt for objects and draw them through the house. Let's look. Wait, I bet if you look at my floor with me. Now it's in the shape of a pattern here, and I want you to look closer. Okay, so when I am referring to this piece of tile, okay, I'm gonna go up here. Can you guys see? What shape do you think it is? Look at all the sides, and it doesn't matter how it's turned. It just matters about the sides and the vertices. Let's count. So it has 1, 2, 3, and 4 corners or vertices. How about the lines? Do they look equal? You got it. The sides are all equal. So what shape is that? It's a square. Very, very good. All right, so let's hunt for one more. I'm going to hunt for, let's go into my kitchen here. Guys can see the many parts of my house. All right, let's look at this little painting, okay? So if I look at it, I could see that it looks like a familiar shape. Does anyone know the familiar shape? Keep in mind, look at the sides, but also look, are the sides equal? They're not equal. If you could see the top of this little picture frame, this side and this side are the shorter sides. This side and this side are the longer sides. So what shape is that? It's a rectangle. Very good. So remember, have fun, review these shapes, talk about vertices, talk about the sides, and also go for a hunt around your house. See if you can hunt for how many shapes you can find. It's a fun way to get moving. It's a fun way to even take it outside if you want. Go through your neighborhood and look around. All right, have fun, guys. Bye.